Tonight on the HPT, we're at the Ameristar St. Charles, where a field of 359 entrants generated a prize pool of over $500,000. Making his fourth appearance at an HPT final table, our ninth place finisher was professional poker player and Dallas, Texas native Matt Bond. Down to his last 8 blinds, Matt open shoved all in from early position with his queen jack. Johnny Kerfman called with his pocket queens. The flop, ace, 8, jack, 2 diamonds. Matt would need to see another jack or 2 diamonds to stay alive. The turn card was the 6 of diamonds. The river was the 6 of spades. And just like that, Matt was eliminated, as was his dream of winning his first HPT title. But not a bad day's work. He'll go home with just over $12,000. Making his second ever HPT cash was St. Peters, Missouri native Mike Urbaniak. Down to his last 10 big blinds with pocket queens, Mike raced all in over Ed's under the gun raise. Can you hear that, folks? That's right, it's the buzzsaw. Ed had pocket aces and quickly made the call. With no help from the board, Mike was eliminated in 8th place, taking home just over $14,000. And finally, our 7th place finisher won his seat in this tournament through a $200 qualifier. He's a painting and remodeling contractor from Des Plaines, Illinois, Joe LANDAZZI. Running low on chips, Joe shoved all in pre-flop with pocket 9s and got a quick call from Tom in the 8th seat with pocket kings. Needing to find a 9 on the board, both players made aces full, but Joe's 9s came up short. He walked away with just over $17,000. All right, folks, 6 players remain here at the Ameristar St. Charles, and it all starts right now.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, joined by my partner in crime, the color commentator of the HPT, Mr. Kenna James. And Kenna, we're in a great part of the country this week, St. Charles, Missouri, just down the road from St. Louis.
Yeah, I always love coming here. It has that hometown feel to it, you know?
I was told earlier today, we've been coming here since 2009, and in that time, we've given out over $10 million in prize pool cash, and tonight is no exception. First place money will be another great payday.
And we have great 6 players left in this massive field to compete for that championship. Mary Sturges is down there. How about Ed Sebesta? They call him the Robin Hood of poker because he donates all his winnings.
Well, there's Ed, there's Mary, and there's 4 other players. So let's take that opportunity right now to meet those 6 players and, of course, take a look at the prize pool.
Up top, as usual, over 6 figures. Here on the HPT, $117,000.
Your chip leader is Tom Morse with 90 big blinds. Jeff behind him, John, Ed, Mary, and Everett. He's at the bottom of that graphic, but he's still got 21 big blinds and plenty of play here on the HPT. Let's get right to the action. First hand of the night. We'll start with Jeff here in the 9 seat. Looks down at 6-4. He'll get out of the way. Over to Mary Sturges in the 1 seat. She's going to fold, as does Johnny. And Everett, I told you he's on the short stack, but Kenna.
At over 20 big blinds, James. This is a pretty wide shove.
He doesn't need to do this, but he's got them all in the middle. He's all in with his 6-4. Ed Sebesta's going to get out of the way.
Over to Tom now.
Tom's our chip leader. He's going to make the call here, and boy, Everett's going to see the bad news. He's up against ace-queen.
Wow, sometimes some moves just don't work out. It's like a dance step in which you just got a little bit of a hiccup.
We go to the flop here. It's king, queen, 8, and no help there for Everett, obviously.
He's doing a 2-step, but he actually did a 1-step.
Now the 7 of diamonds, so
here we go.
The only way for him to win the hand is to catch one of the remaining 5s. Otherwise, Everett will be eliminated in 6th place. Let's go to that river card. No 5. It's the deuce of clubs, and that will eliminate Everett. He's going out in 6th place, $20,391. Now, if we keep up this average tonight, Kenna, this show will be over in about 9 minutes.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Playing
still over 20,000. I mean, come on, let's give the guy credit. He made the final table, went through this whole field, and a job well done.
Mary Sturges, our last woman standing here at this final table. Over to my good buddy, Johnny, the farm boy Kerfman. He won the event back in Iowa years ago. I'll never forget.
Is that his nickname?
Oh,
really?
Yeah, he's the farm boy. He's a farmer from Illinois, and everybody calls him Farm Boy.
What does he farm?
He farms a little bit of everything. I follow the guy on Twitter and Snap. A little bit of everything. I think, cabbage tonight. He's trying to farm some cabbage and turn it into a 6-figure payday as we go to the flop 4-handed.
And it's Jack, Trey, Deuce, couple of clubs. Tom will be first. Our graphic is quite large here.
Yeah, this is it. This is unusual to have four players see a flop on a final table, but that's where we're at.
Obviously, the raise wasn't enough pre-flop when you got 4 players in the hand. Jeff's going to bet $55,000 because he paired his Jack. Mary's going to fold her ace-6. And Johnny, the farm boy, he paired his Jack as well. He's going to raise now to $181,000. That gets your chip leader out of the way. And action back now to Jeff.
Jeff got a tough decision here, but the reason he can get away from this is because when 4 players see a flop, normally you flop a pair, it's good, but with 4 players, usually not. He finds the muck.
All right, Kenna, 5 players remain here at this nationally televised final table. Up top, $117,249. More action after these words. Welcome back to the HPT from the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles. I'm James Larson alongside Kenna James. And Kenna, the HPT has awarded nearly $10 million in the St. Louis area since our first visit back here in 2009.
A lot of cheese.
It's a lot of cheese, a lot of cheeseburgers. You can actually afford to put a burger and a bun on that cheese. Anyway, we're getting a little off course here. Let's get back to the action. Johnny the farm boy looks down at Jack Deuce.
15 and 30,000 are the blinds with a 4K ante.
Now, Ed Sebesta, what a special story this guy has.
Yeah, he's known as the Robin Hood of poker, donating all of his proceeds that he gets from tournament winnings to Congregation of Holy Cross. What a great guy.
Small blind, big blind here. So we go to the flop. Ed makes the raise. Johnny makes the call. So King 9 going up against Jack Deuce. We go to the flop. And that flop, a king right in the window. Ace, King 9. So Ed outflops John in this one. And John's going to check over to Mr. Sebesta.
Bet is 2 pair. And that's probably going to do it for this hand. What John's thinking about here. Is he thinking about making a move?
Like I said before, John won our event in Iowa many years ago, and that is a raise to $225,000, representing that ace that you see on the board.
Right.
But Ed Sebesta says, nah, I'm not sure I believe you. I'm going to see one more straight.
Well, that he's got 2 pair, right? So this,
I didn't see that.
So I like John's play, but it's just bad timing.
Yeah, turn card now, the 4 of clubs.
He should give up now. But no, this guy. How about this John? Big John, just keep firing.
And Ed's fine with just, making another call here.
Yep.
Because he's letting his opponent do the betting for him.
Right.
And it's working out for him. Let's go to the river card now. And the river card is the deuce of spades, so it does improve John's hand. But Ed still with the best of it with 2 pair, kings and 9s. We'll see if Johnny slows down, but it doesn't look like it. He's going to complete yet another bluff here, even though his hand improved.
Triple barrel bluff. Not a common play.
Ed says, I'll make a call. I got 2 pair. I've had it ever since the flop. And I do believe that pot is mine.
He's going to win a huge pot here.
Yeah, a 2.3 million chip. Look at Ed.
A big misstep here, I think, on John, not slowing up here at all.
But you said you liked the play.
On the flop, I like his check raise because you force your opponent to an ace. But once they call you, and they have a legitimate hand, keep firing away when they keep calling, I think, is a little bit suicidal.
Broadcasting from the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles, James and Kenna with you here, the James gang.
But you got to like his heart.
Yeah, well, Johnny's a gambler.
Yeah.
I flew to Vegas with this guy years ago. Let me tell you, he knows how to gamble. The 1 seed here of Mary Sturges is going to raise it up to $100K with her 5 deuce. Now Johnny's got a real hand here. He's got Queen Jack.
Now, it's interesting, Mary, she doesn't have a hand here. She's trying to make something happen. I respect that. But her body language is almost like reflecting the strength of her hand. It's really weak. I'd like to see her more in a neutral position, especially when you're stepping out here.
Ed's in the small blind. He is going to make the call. The big blind folds. So we're heads up here. A couple of raggy hands. 7-6 for Ed and 5 deuce for Mary. We go to the flop, and it's king, 7 deuce. It's a rainbow, and instantly here, Ed is reaching for chips. He's going to bet 125. Mary did get a piece of this. Bottom pair. Paired her deuce, so she's going to make the call as she holds her head there in agony. Maybe she's got a migraine headache. Turn card now. 6 of diamonds. So Eddie, for the second consecutive hand, makes 2 pair, this time on the turn.
Oh, is he going to slow play it? Is he going to keep up the pressure? Looks like he's going to keep up the pressure and go ahead and fire again.
Ed's got quite the HPT resume. KC, 2016, 12th. Boomtown in 2017, 3rd. And Blackhawk, 2017, 7th place. Going to bet 200,000 chips. And, boy, Mary's had enough. She's going to fold.
Yep.
Ed is going to win that hand, and we move on. So it's been a great week here in St. Louis. We've seen some awesome poker, I'll tell you that much for sure.
Yeah, it's a great field. And remember, these players have been playing now for many, many hours. You get to this point, it really becomes, with all the pressure and the cash on the line, an emotional roller coaster in which you have to contend, let alone to compete and not let it compromise your technique.
A great looking final table. Our motto is real people, unreal money. And you're seeing that here tonight. First place is $117,249. As you can see, Tom raises to $100,000, and Jeff now, he's got a hand. He's got pocket 8s, $80,000 for him to make the call, but he's going to re-raise. Kind of thought that might happen, up to $335,000. Mary says no, thank you.
Yeah, and this is standard. You know, it's 16-1 to be dealt a pair. Jeff, you're dealt pocket 8s. You figure to have the best hand, so he's raising for value here. And Tom makes the call as we go to the flop.
And the flop is king 6 deuce, a couple of hearts. So Jeff still with the best of it here with his pocket 8s, and he is going to continue to keep his foot on the gas. A bet of $350,000. Not much really changed here for Tom. One overcard came on the board, but not one that was in Tom's hand. And it's now $350,000 for him to make this call.
Yeah, and I like this play by Jeff. Look at this.
Hey, I kind of like this. Let me tell you this.
Tom putting it right back on the youngster here.
Raises to $800,000. I like it.
He sensed that his opponent didn't have the king, and he just put him to a test right here, right now. What are you going to do?
Tom Morse, by the way, listen to this. He got into this event for just $375.
Wow.
He's on a free roll. Why not push around the guy with pocket 8s?
Sometimes, you know, you got to play this game not just by the cards, match them up, but you got to play with instinct, intuition. You got to play with heart. And that's what Tom has done right here. He's wrestled this pot away from the youngster, Jeff, and he collects the chips.
Tom Morris, 73 years young, trying to be our next HPT champion. We'll have more exciting action after these words. Welcome back to the HPT. We're at the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa St. Charles. Just a 10-minute drive from the St. Louis airport. And Kenna, this is the HPT's 13th event in the St. Louis area, and always a great time and always great poker action.
I love it here. You know, this nice little town they have, St. Charles.
We went down and had a beer the other night. That was kind of nice. It's just kind of a friendly little village down there. We took an Uber, had a couple of ice-cold ones, even played a game of darts. I haven't played darts in 10 years. Of course, I lost $25 in the side bets to Mr. Kenneth James. He always wins. The guy's just a born winner.
I know a bullseye when I see it.
Tom's going to raise it up to $100,000, and our buddy, the farmer, he's going to make the call in the big blind, and the flop is ace, king, jack, a couple of clubs. So Tom pairs the ace, Johnny with the flush draw.
Yes. This is going to get interesting here, I have a feeling. John's going to make a bet. I mean, Tom, rather.
I like this guy,
Tom. There, yeah, I like him too. Now, John has been playing very aggressive. So, you know, standard would be to call here, but you never know. This guy likes to put his foot on the gas.
Yeah, I told you this guy is a gambler. He likes to get his chips in the middle.
He does just call. I like it. I like the balance of his play here.
A pot of 550,000. We go to the turn card now. No club, but it's the king of hearts. So now aces and kings for Tom. And really for John here, just that flush draw.
And it's not really good to draw to a flush on a paired board because you could already be drawing dead, right? Especially in a raised pot when your opponent has ace king or king jack. So, but look, he gives him the free card.
John likes this. He'll definitely take one off for free.
Yeah.
So we go to that river card, and it was black, but it's the spade, unfortunately, for the farm boy, queen of spades. So all John can do here is play the board and try to make a bet that'll get Tom to fold, but
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work here.
You know what? I really like, James, I really like the way Thomas played this hand. He managed to pot control in case his opponent was calling with second pair on the turn. And now he, in effect, elicits a bluff on the river, which I assume he's going to pay off here.
Yeah, he's going to make the
hand
call.
Well played by Tom here.
Nothing worse than when you have to show your hand, the sixth tray. But Tom Morse is going to win that. The 73-year-old from Missouri. He's been a computer programmer. He's retired now for 53 years, this guy.
Really?
Program computers. That's what it says here in his bio. He's born in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I'm going to say this one more time. This is what makes the HPT special.
Yeah.
He got into this thing for $375. Way to go, Tom. That's a great return on your investment.
Yeah. And now at $375, right now it's a great return, but he could walk away with over $117,000.
Absolutely.
Come out and join us, will you? Great tournament, great structure, low risk, high reward. You can get in for as little as what these days, $90 or something?
Absolutely.
Like
That'll get you into the next round, and from there you can make it into the main event. And I'm going to say this right now. The first time you see Kenneth James, walk up and say, buy me a beer, and he'll buy you one. You're that kind of guy.
I am.
You are that kind of guy. This may cost you a little bit. All right, Ed raises to $125,000. John makes the call with the king, queen of clubs. Little smile there from Ed Sebesta. And we go to the flop. It is ace, six, deuce.
Wow.
Couple of clubs.
Look at this again. John with the flush draw, Ed with top pair. Let's see if John plays this flush draw any different than the last one.
I like it. The poker is heating up inside the Ameristar Casino Resort here in St. Charles.
And you can see John is looking like he's sitting on the hot seat here.
Yeah.
This is tougher than pulling up vegetables, I got to tell you.
Yeah, they call him the farm boy. He's sporting his Kerfman Farms T-shirt, representing.
Check call again on the flush draw for John. Playing it standard, straightforward.
And
Oh,
there
and there
is
it
the club,
is.
the five of clubs. So the farm boy makes his hand and then checks over to Ed.
Does he like you calling him the farm boy?
That's his name, man. Jack of clubs now on the river card. So we'll see if John decides to bet now, which
Of course he is.
of course he will.
After check on the turn, he's got to try and get some value here. Not a great river card for John.
No.
And he only makes a very small bet, about 25%. A great bet sizing by him here. Let's see if he's going to get paid off.
Just the right size. I think you want to call. I'm going to have to fold.
Ed Sebesta, the Robin Hood on the HPT, but he says, I'm going to have to fold.
He says, it looks like you want to call, so I'm going to fold. Good job by Ed. Nice play.
I've been seeing Ed a lot on the tour. Ran into him last night in the restaurant. Saw him in the elevator the day before that. He's just a fun guy to talk to, man. He's good people, great conversation. And I told him, I said, the next time that we run into each other, we got to sit down and have a drink. And he said, James.
Again with the drink.
I know, that's the second
Dude, the
time.
beer, the
Hey,
drink.
hey.
I wasn't even around. Who bought the drinks?
Well, we'll get to that later. All right, over to Tom, who's got pocket fives. He's going to make the call. Tom running pretty well at tonight's final table.
Yeah, I really like his form. If you notice his body posture at the table, patient, disciplined. And now Mary is going to go ahead and shove all in with pocket sevens. Got the best hand so far as we can see. Over to Ed. He's 6. I think that's going to find the muck.
Yeah, Mary here with pocket sevens. That says I'm getting too old for this. Okay, now action over to Jeff. 460,000 for him to make the call.
So he's working out the pot odds right now. Looks like he's going to be getting about 2 to 1, so he needs to win this 1 in 3 times, about 33%. And he's much more than that. He's going to probably be about a 50-50 here. So he makes the correct call. Mary is going to have her tournament life on the line.
Mary is 30 years old. She's a substitute teacher and a property manager.
Nice. I like teachers.
And the flop is Queen 9-4, couple of spades.
Mary's got some cards to dodge, a king, a jack, a 10. She do it. Here's the turn.
Turn card is a tray of diamonds. So far, so good for Mary Sturges. One more street to go for the full double. She doesn't want to look, Ken. I know the feeling. Trust me, Mary, I know
Well, your
the feeling.
tournament life is on the line. We go to the river.
And it's the 10 of spades. And just like that, Mary is sent packing. But the good news is, just like Tom, she got into this thing for $375, and she's going home with almost $26K.
Congratulations, Mary. Made your way through a tough field all the way to the final table. We'll be back right after this.
You're watching exclusive coverage of the HPT. This week, we're at the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa St. Charles. Man, these names, these places, they're so long. Ameristar Casino Resort Spa St. Charles. I love it here, though. I'll tell you that much for sure. And our champion is going to go home with a whole lot of loot tonight, $117,249. The farmer, Johnny, gets things going here with a call of $50,000. Over to Ed Sebesta now.
See, Jeff is stepped away from the table for just a minute. He's got a huge chip stack.
Yeah, I don't know where he went because he's missing 3 players. The remaining 3 players go to the flop. They're going to play without him. Jack 9-6, couple of hearts. So Ed gets the best of this, but a little piece of it there for John with the gutter ball opportunity now.
Yeah.
Tom gets out of the way. Ed made the bet of 125, and Johnny's going to see another card.
Yeah.
Let's go to that turn card now. It's the tray of diamonds.
And Ed is going to continue with top pair. You know, it's funny, if John makes the call here and does manage to bink the 8, it would make Ed 2 pair. So while he doesn't know this, his implied odds are really big here. Counting it out, trying to see if planning these chips will bring him a big return.
It's $175,000 to see one more card. And John's going to do it. John hoping to get lucky here on this river card, makes the call. And we go to the river. It's the 9 of diamonds. So
It happen.
Ed now with the 100% and the check mark, reaching for chips, and he's going to go all in. And
Wow, it's
it's going to be enough for
real
John
quick
to
fold.
fold.
So John, you know, we like him, love him, plays a lot of our events, but not going his way so far tonight. He's out there chasing rainbows.
Such a diverse final table. We had Mary, who is a teacher. She was our last elimination. A retiree, a computer program in Tom, and a farmer. I mean, that's the great thing about the HPT.
Yes.
I've been on the road with these guys for 10 years now, and we see professionals, we see amateurs, we see people that have never sat down at a poker tournament before make it deep and cash. I've even seen a few make the final table. So, folks, this is an open tournament. All you have to do is get online at hptpoker.com, find a date that will work for you, and come join us.
Yeah, you'll see all walks of life. I love it when I'm sitting at a poker table and playing with an astronaut, a teacher, a janitor, you know, all different professions.
Yeah.
It's
fun.
wonderful. I just love people and love the game of poker. One of those reasons.
Farm boy, he's going to get them all in. He's going to plant some seeds with his Queen 5. Boy, Ed Sebesta's really had his number.
He
Let
has.
me tell
He's
you
running
that.
to Ed every time.
I'm guessing they're not going to be Facebook friends after the event. Everybody else gets out of the way, and Farm boy sees the bad news, and he's like, man, how can I shake you, Eddie?
Yeah. Sometimes you just can't shake a bad habit.
And look at Ed. He's calm, cool, collective. I like this guy. We go to the flop. It's Queen 8 tray, so finally a little luck here for John Boy. And, you know,
Wow, look
he's
at
not,
this.
he's not smiling, though, because he knows he's up against Ed. 7 of spades. Ed seems to always have his number, so Johnny hoping to double up here, a pot of just over 900,000. He's going to do just that with his queens and sevens, and Ed says good hand.
Well, sometimes aggression pays off when you're the first one into the pot. That can come back and save you, and it does in this case for John.
Now, we told you Mary and Tom both got into this event on $375 qualifiers. Johnny told us before the event he won a $250 satellite. That was 1 bullet, and then he bought another 2 bullets. So, hey, you know, some folks are on the 375. Others are on a different route to get to where they're at today. But, hey, no matter where you finish now, as you see fourth place money, almost $35,000. So everybody's pretty happy here at this final table.
Looks like Jeff now back in his seat, back behind a big pile of chips and a big hand. Raises to 135,000. Blinds are 30 and 60,000 with a 10,000 ante. A little bit more than 2x, 2.5x. Fold it over to Ed.
This could be a little trouble for Ed. He's going to raise, and like I said, this could be trouble. The raise is to 360, the re-raise, 360,000. And now Jeff's going to pop it up to 1.5, so I'm guessing Ed's going to get those remaining chips in there. And there he does. He says, put those in the middle. You hear the bell. Jeff quickly makes the call. We've seen it before. Ace-King going up against Ace-9. And, boy, I like it when people say good hand before they've even seen the flop. Ed is suited in clubs, as you can see. Jeff with the diamonds. Hey, we still got 5 cards to go. Ed, don't give up yet. And we go to that flop, and it's King, Jack, 4, just 1 club for Ed.
Gonna need running 9s or running clubs. Pretty bad shape. 5% chance.
Yeah, Ed's talking to himself, so that's never a good sign.
Nope.
The 4 of hearts.
That's gonna do it.
Ed is going to do it. Ed Sebesta, the 73-year-old retiree from Iowa Colony, Texas, leaves us in 4th place, $34,665. That money will go to the Congregation of Holy Cross. Great to see you again at another HPT final table. Good luck, Ed. Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson alongside Kenneth James. And then there were 3, my friend. You going to make a prediction? We haven't done this in a while. Who do you like to take it down?
Well, you know, it's pretty, I think it's with Jeff sitting where he is with the chip lead, playing the way he's playing. To me, it's his tournament to win or lose, which, but it just doesn't, it looks like he's in control where John, you know, love him, but it looks like he's wailing, like, you know, kind of like in a fight. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a fight with him. I wouldn't do well. But he's got to get things under control. Maybe now with this little bit of luck with the Queen 5 versus the Ace King, he can turn it around here a little bit.
Tom and Jeff go to a flop here of 8-7 deuce. Tom's going to check over to Jeff. Tom with the best of it here with ace high. Jeff reaching for chips. He's going to make a wager, and that bet is $180,000 back over to Mr. Morse, the 73-year-old computer programmer from Little Rock, Arkansas. He makes the call. Turn card is the 5 of diamonds.
I'm sure he's hoping to get a free turn card here, and he does as
Both
Jeff
players
checks it back.
check. Yeah, we go to that river card now. Tom hoping for an ace. It's the Queen of Hearts. So not much there for Tom. He's going to give up.
Now, Jeff can easily represent the flush here. He's played it like he's got a flush draw. The flush gets there. A queen gets there. Nice bet here of 380,000 rather. This should take down the pot here.
You're good.
No, Tom makes the call.
Tom
The long
makes
call
the
with
call.
ace high, and he's right.
Amazing. He makes the call. This
Good
guy,
read.
this guy can play some poker, let me tell you.
Nice read by Tom. Sniff that out.
The guy gets into this thing for $375. We asked him about his total career winnings. He just put a question mark on there. This guy, for all we know, could just be a cash game gangster. For
He can't add it up. It's too high.
It's too high. He needs an abacus, he told us.
An abacus that we don't toss around
Did I
lightly
say it right?
here on the
Did I say-
HPT.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You said it just perfect.
All right.
Back to three-handed action. John surrenders to Jeff's button raise of 135,000 over to Tom with the 10-6 of clubs. He's shown a propensity, James, to defend, not to give up, but to really, fight for everything he has, and I like that. I like that in a player. And here again, he defends with the 10-6 of clubs. Let's go to the flop.
That flop is 5-4 Trey, so a pretty good flop there for Tom.
Yeah.
An open-ended straight there with his 10-6. Life is good for this guy. Both players are going to check. He'll take a free card. Jack of spades comes off on the turn. Neither player with a spade in their hand, as you can see, but Jeff improves to jacks with that turn card.
Now Tom checks again. I expect Jeff to make a bet here, obviously, for value. Tom, depending on the size of the bet, 165. So he's getting about 3-1. He needs to win at 1 and 4, roughly about 25%. But you can see he's only 19%. So his call actually has negative equity or negative value.
And now the 6 comes off the end. The 4th spade on the board. This is going to slow everybody down.
Except Tom, as he bets 300,000 on a pure bluff here. 4 spades on the board. Trying to elicit a fold from Jeff. Sniff this out? No.
Wow. It's going to work.
Yeah.
Well, I had the 7 spades.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you had.
He said he had the 7 of spades?
Yes. He's
Tom,
a little white lie there.
Your nose is starting to grow a little bit, Tommy boy. I can see it.
I don't think so.
I like this guy. He's now taking the verbal.
I like
the
him a
verbal
lot.
warfare.
I like him a lot. We need to get this guy in the broadcast booth. I want to learn what's going on in that head of his. I love it. Seeing some great poker, as always, right here on the HP. I had the 7 of spades. I love
Had
that.
the 7 of spades. You made a good fold.
Jeff's going to raise it up, and Johnny says, I've had enough. I want to get these all in the middle with his queen, jack of hearts. He's got the best of it against Jack here, but never know what Tom's got. Action over to him. He'll probably wake up with ace. Oh, my God. He did. He woke up with aces.
Are you serious? Did you just call that?
Listen, nobody told me this was going to happen. I just had a feeling he was going to wake up with aces. What a hand.
You're amazing, man.
And he's going to make the call, and the farm boy is going to see the bad news. Look at Tom. Tom is so close to this championship. He can taste it. And the farm boy, he's been beat up today. We go to the flop, and it's king 6 straight. Not a whole lot of help for Johnny. He's going to need running cards for a straight or flush.
Come on, John has fought his way here, though. He deserves it. He's really fought hard. We go to the turn.
No.
There's
And
a
it's
jack
the
that breaks him in the hand. Now a jack or a queen. He'll stay in this tournament. Got about a 10% chance, as you can see by the numbers there. Let's go to the river.
And that river card is the 8 of clubs, so that will do it for the farm boy. He won one of these years ago in Iowa, but it wasn't meant to be today. But hey, a nice little payday, $49,704. And when we come back, it's heads-up action on the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. I'm James Larson alongside Kenneth James. And before we start heads-up play, these two are about to battle it out on the felt. What advice would you give to each of them, obviously in a separate conversation?
Well, I would just say for Tom to stay aggressive. He's got experience on his side. Just keep going, keep this young pro, on his heels. While Jeff wants to lay back, play a patient game, grind it out, and use his skills advantage as a pro to take home this championship.
That's the strategy from our resident pro, Kenneth James. Now the tale of the tape. Jeff is 32 years old, a professional poker player. His opponent, Tom, is 73 years old. He's a retired computer programmer. It's on, my friend. Heads Up Poker starts right now, and a big hand brewing here. Pocket deuces for Tom. He makes the call, and now Jeff with a monster here heads up with the ace. King's going to raise it to 330.
Yeah, this is ducks against big slick. How do you play these tiny pairs?
700.
Well, if you're Tom, just like we said, he's putting it to the pro right here, rebetting, and quickly Jeff moves all in. All right, now here's a tough spot. I'm telling you, James, this is a tough spot for Tom because if he thinks about it, he's either going to be against 2 overcards or a bigger pair, right? So he's either a 4-to-1 dog or 50-50. You put those two together, he's going to find himself as a 2-to-1 dog.
And he's going to fold his hand. He's going to show his opponent his
Wow,
pocket deuces.
great play by Tom. He found the right fold.
The winner of our first heads-up match here is Jeff. He had a 9th place finish at River City a few years ago and a couple other cashes here on the HPT. So he's been down this road before. Now he's hoping to finish it, finalize it.
He looks like a champion.
He sure does.
I'll tell you.
He sure does. He's got the St. Louis coat on, the Cardinal hat. He's dressed for success here. Raises to $245,000.
I got to tell you, though, this Tom, he deserves to be here.
He sure
has
does.
Really played well.
Really impressed us, Ken. I mean, he's just played some great poker as he makes his call with his queen deuce, and we go to the flop. 7-7 deuce, couple of clubs, so Tom gets the best of it. He's going to check it over to Jeff. Well, Jeff hasn't said much at this final table. I respect that. This is his table image. He's got business to do here. He wants to take home that first place prize of $117,249. Well, so does Tom. So Tom is going to raise and put all his chips in the middle. And Jeff, this hand will more than likely find the muck, but it's not going to happen right away. TV cameras are on, you know, Ken. You gotta get a little. Can't just
Hollywood a little bit.
I wouldn't call it Hollywood. I never said the word Hollywood. Sometimes that can be misinterpreted.
Actually, no. You know, he had a little decision there. He sees 2 clubs out there. Would my opponent really check raise me with the 7? I beat like 10-9 of clubs, Queen Jack, hands that are semi-bluffing. I think he had a little bit of a decision there.
It's my favorite time of the show. We get the cash on the table, the bracelets on the table. Boy, everybody's just fired up to find out who our next champion is going to be. Jeff's going to raise it up to $285,000 with his 10-9.
Constant pressure by Jeff, especially in position here. I like it.
Tom is going to make just the call here with his ace-king.
Oh, look at him.
Elects not to re-raise this. He's going to see a flop and hang out in the weeds for a second. They're all spades. 8-4 deuce. Tom holding the king of spades. He's got to like that flop.
Tom slow playing big slick here.
Trying to trap his opponent.
Yep.
Jeff's going to bet $295,000.
Tom is at least going to call this, if not raise it.
Yeah, Tom's not going anywhere. And he's just going to make the call here. I don't mind that.
No, a pot is brewing, though. The turn we go.
No spade. It's the 6 of diamonds.
This brings a gut shot and 2 overs in for Jeff, so he checks it back.
The river card now is the 8 of diamonds. So now Tom is left with just ace high here.
But it's the best hand, James.
And he's all in.
And he moves all in.
I like it. I like
Really?
it a lot.
I'm not sure on this one. You're really only going to get called when you're beat. You know, if you think you have the best hand, why not check and elicit a bluff from your opponent? Or, I don't know. Interesting. He has this, but that's the thing about Tom. He has this interesting dynamic to his play.
Well, Tom is, today just really made all the right decisions, it seemed like, for the most part. The guy has, maybe they weren't always the best decision, but they seem to work out for him so far. And he's very deep here. He's just one person away from taking down this title, from getting into this event for $375. It's an amazing story. I love stories like this on the HPT. Makes me want to leave the broadcast booth and go try it.
No, don't do it.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. All right, let's go to the flop. It's king 9-5, couple of spades. Tom gets the best of it. Jeff did pair his 5, but as you see, Tom pairs his king. He's going to check over to Jeff, and Jeff is going to make a bet of 275,000 chips.
And if you see this tendency, right, this pattern developing of Tom checking the best hand, Jeff betting the worst hand, Tom slowly building the chip stack.
That's what makes this chess game of poker so interesting. All right, well, we do need to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Heads Up Battle will continue right here on the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. So much fun this week from the Ameristar Casino, St. Charles, Missouri. The main event. 2 players left.
Yes, I always love coming here.
I do too. Well, I get to hang out with you in the broadcast booth. This is fun. I fly in, my limo oh, there was no limo this time. There wasn't even a taxi. I had to flag down an Uber. But hey, I made it here, and that's all that matters. James Larson, Kenneth James, having a great time. As always, Tom's going to raise it up to $225,000. Jeff quickly makes the call, and we will now go to a flop. It is Queen 6-5, couple of diamonds. Jeff pairs his queen.
Check, check. Turn we go.
Turn card now is the 8 of hearts. Ooh. So good news there for Jeff. Another heart on the board. Tom pairs his 8, improves his hand. But Jeff still with the best of it. As you can see, 89% to 11%. He's got the queen and the hearts, and he bets $300,000.
Yeah, Tom's going to be in bad shape if he makes a call here.
Oh,
and
Tom.
He raises.
Tom.
You know, we said he should step up the aggression, but timing here is just off, unfortunately.
He's avoided these bear traps all day, but he just stepped in one here with that raise, and Jeff just elects to make the call. I like that. Let's go to this river card now, and it's the Jack of Clubs.
Oh, my.
This is very unfortunate.
Only if you're Jeff. How about Tom? Exactly what we said with strategy. Really keep them on the heels, and sometimes the deck comes in to save you.
Yeah, when I say unfortunate, definitely not for Tom, but for Jeff.
Look at this.
So jacks and 8s now for Tom.
I think Jeff sensing he's beat, but he's got to see it.
He's got to see it, and he's going to pay for it, and he's going to see the bad news. He's going to smile a little bit.
He's like, how did I lose this hand? Top pair, flush draw.
So Tom Morse wins yet another hand. Nice size pot there, just over 2.6 million chips, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. You know, you got to hand it to him. His strategy is working.
All right, blinds are 50, 100 with a 10K ante. Action on Jeff. He's reaching for chips. He's going to raise it up to 280. He's got a hand here, ace, king of hearts. Wow, now Tom is going to re-raise. He's got pocket 7s. Re-raises to 600,000.
Well,
we're going to see some action here, Mr. James.
I expect both these players, all their chips to be in the middle rather quickly here.
And now an all-in by Jeff, and Tom has no choice here. He has to make the call here, so we're going to flip over the cards. And Tom, good news, bad news, he's ahead.
Yeah.
He's going up against the ace and the king, and you see the percentages. You heard the man. We got a race on our hands, Mr. James.
Over $45,000.
Look at Tom. He's smiling. He's happy. I love this. Jeff all in. He's going to have to improve, or Jeff will go out in second place. The flop is 6-4 deuce, couple of spades. Tom could be our next HPT champion. 2 cards to go.
To the turn we go.
The turn card is the 4 of diamonds. 1 card left. The 73-year-old could be going home with the bracelet, the cash, and the bragging rights. Show us that final card.
Let's see the river card.
And the 8 of clubs hits the river, and just like that, we've got a brand new HPT champion. Tom Morse will go home with over $117,000, and look at those smiles. And Ken, I'm going to take off my headset. I'm going to head down to the final table for an interview, so I'm going to send things over to you.
What a fantastic heads-up battle between these 2 players. Experience wins out tonight. Our local hero, Tom Morse from St. Louis, takes home the championship. And right now, James is tableside with his interview.
Now, Tom, you came to the table as the chip leader. Okay, congratulations there. You make it down to heads up. You're a huge dog. Talk about how you hung in there and came back to win this thing.
Well, there's no secret. You kind of got to get lucky. Yeah, I had a few good hands that enabled me to re-raise him and build up my stack a little bit.
I got to admit, I didn't think you were going to be able to overcome the deficit, but you did. Did you maintain positivity the entire way through?
Well, I mean, you come this far. For me, it didn't matter. I was happy. I was a winner no matter what, so I was pretty calm, I think. Yeah, I played my normal game and folded and occasionally pushed a few hands that that took the pots. So it was just, well, patience. That's all it is. And, you know, I had a couple times I could have gone all in and lost. But
Thanks, guys. And as James makes his way back up to the booth, I just want to take a minute and thank all our players that came out here in St. Charles to support our event. It really was a fantastic turnout, another great event. And once again, congratulations to our champion, Tom Morse, who was very humble and gracious in his victory.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, but the sad part is we have to leave now, unfortunately, because here on the HPT, there is no rest for the wicked. And if you want to join us at one of our stops, why not give it a shot? You may go home with a whole lot of cash and play on national television. All you have to do is head on over to the webpage at hptpoker.com, and who knows, maybe you'll be playing for that life-changing cash. For Ken and James, I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time right here on the HPT.